The pursuit for the benefits of patriarchy is why many black men are broken, weak, and lonely. And black men like Kevin Samuels, Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, and a multitude of other copycats on social media refuse to tell other black men the truth. And what is that truth? That black men are not in a position, globally or locally, to stand their ground, to defend their sovereignty, to access the patriarchy. There are a few key factors a group of men must have to qualify to gain access to the patriarchy. Let's go over them. 1. Economic dominance. Yeah. Black men in America do not have economic dominance nor education. We don't value education enough to gain a full understanding on how economics work and how to gain access to it. We don't value generational wealth. We talk about it, but we don't. And we don't value the financial contributions of the black woman unless we can exploit it. We'll skip over all of the steps of building lasting wealth and run straight to economic oppression. And it always fails because our economic foundation, brothers, depend on the foundation of other men, i.e. white men, to help us feed ourselves and our communities. The moment the white man cuts that pipeline off, we go run begging for them to help us, preventing us from gaining the respect of our peers in order to wield the patriarchy effectively. 2. Religion. We don't control the narrative of our gods. Although most religions are about black people, religions aren't made for black people. So all of our houses of worship are filled with images of other men from other ethnic groups. We kneel to the tortured images of our oppressors. We give thanks at the dinner table to our oppressors. Our women and children seize this and are programmed to revere and respect the image of our oppressors more than the image of the black man. Because the fear of the Lord is the fear of white men and the empires that they've built. 3. History. We don't control our history. We depend on other men from other ethnic groups to give us permission to tell the story of ourselves. We also allow the oppressors to give us our days to celebrate blackness. And what part of that history is acceptable to teaching our children? 4. Education. Oh, this is a doozy. Hold on tight, brothers. We don't control how we cultivate young black minds. We must submit to our oppressors' lesson plan for our children. We must value their institutions over our own. We must beg the oppressor to fund our HBCUs because black men don't have the financial foundation, see bullet point 1, to fund our own institutions of higher learning. All, and I do mean all, curriculum taught is for the purpose of assimilation and acceptance of white supremacy. Teaching our children to accept their subservient place in the oppressor's social construct. 5. Land and title and the ability to defend it. The American black man holds no land nor title, not in mass. We hold no power within the United States Constitution nor within its Supreme Courts. As a group, we have no homeland nor militia to defend it. Our young black men can't enroll in a militia unless it's controlled by the oppressor and must pledge allegiance to defend white supremacy with their very lives. That's why most black men who serve in the military are typically conservative. And it's no fault of their own. It's just programming. But they are programmed to conserving white supremacist values and standards. We also rely on a militarized and hostile police force to defend our neighborhoods and must accept their mistreatment of our black people in order to remain alive. We live behind enemy lines, yet we demand the right to protect the black woman when she knows we are incapable of protecting ourselves from each other, let alone the oppressor. And this creates a resentment between the black man and his communities, because we rely on the enemy protect our women and children, and they purposely do a piss poor job because it's not their responsibility to protect black people. That responsibility rests on the shoulders of black men, and we refuse to do it. Number 6, loyalty. Historically, black men, we've been more loyal to our gender than our race. Hence, as we can see today, our pursuit of the patriarchy instead of freedom and financial independence. Because we want to feel the power of oppression in our hands. We don't want a free-thinking black populace. We don't want an empowered black woman. We want obedience without responsibility. We have worshipped the oppressor for hundreds of years, and we want just a little taste of who he is. We are envious of him and how he wields his power over all he's conquered, including his woman. We celebrate all of his accomplishments as if they were our own, as if overturning Roe v. Wade was a joint task force between white and black men. You got to be fucking kidding me. As if border security actually has black men in mind. We're not even an afterthought. We are a nuisance, a pest, in the eyes of the oppressor, not a co-conspirator. They know many of us can't be trusted, so they only rely on us when they need someone to help to destroy our blackness. But when they need help to restore something, they call on black women, not black men, because loyalty is needed. And black men we don't display a consistent brand. We just don't display consistent brand loyalty, bro. Number 7, intellectual property. Black men have created all forms of expression and technology that has helped move forward the human condition. Bravo, brothers. But every time we do, we submit it over to our oppressors. We refuse to value our IPs unless the oppressor signs off on it. And then we'll relinquish all control and rights to it. And the oppressor uses it to destroy black awareness repeatedly. And no matter how many times this shit happens, black men, we continue to surrender our legacy to the oppressor and then have the nerve, the unmitigated gall to complain about how it's changed from a tool to a weapon. As a group, it's time for us to admit that we are, in fact, at a disadvantage. And demanding anything from anyone on the terms of patriarchy is the last thing black men should be focused on. Freedom and financial independence should be at the top of the docket going